Here we go. We're back again. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
It could go viral, but we're going to do a review of MrBeast Willy Wonka. Now, Robert, you saw a little bit of it. I've seen it twice, and I kind of sketched through it the third time while we're waiting. So I've seen this actually 3 times now. So he credits. I get 3 of the 53 million. So this video has been viewed 53 million times. MrBeast has got at the point of watching this probably close to 100 million. He's a couple million away. By the way, I love MrBeast. I love his videos, the Squid Games I've loved, him getting buried alive. He's done so many great videos. In fact, I can't really say there's been any videos that I absolutely hated until this one.
Oh no.
And this could get a bunch of views. It could get a bunch of like and subscribe. Comment if you love the Willy Wonka, MrBeast. Comment if you hated it, comment. But here's why. I saw another guy that gave a good breakdown as well. And he's the way I found out the guy. So the guy, spoiler alert, the guy, Della Vlogs, he looks like a guy that you would cast. If I was a movie maker, he would be the guy that I would cast, the Captain America lookalike. Great, all-American looking guy, and he's the guy that won. There were some weird looking nerdy characters, just some odd characters in the group. All great people, but very, very strange characters. It's true, the camera focused on him the whole time. So you've got your other 8 or 9 other characters just kind of meandering around, jumping in the chocolate syrup and everything else, just all over the place. He was like the only guy that was like dialed in, focused, and coincidentally, he just happens to have almost 900,000 subscribers. So I'm gonna kind of break this down here. So it's a 17-minute, 1-second video, and here's the premise. I think he picked 10 people. You had to buy you got the golden ticket. That's the cool part, just like the original Willy Wonka. You get the ticket. Now, I didn't buy any. Did you buy any tickets, Robert? Okay. I've seen many people online that bought dozens, if not hundreds of these tickets. Again, to get chosen to be one of the 10 people on a platform like that would be a huge, I mean, that would send this channel into a whole nother stratosphere. Sure. But I'm just gonna talk about, I love MrBeast. I've reached a point now, if MrBeast would have came out with this his first year, second year, third year, I think a lot of people say it would have been great. He's been doing this for over 10 years. Now I know he's only 23, about to be 24, but he spends millions of dollars in these videos. I thought the house videos he gave with houses were better. I just had bigger expectations. What did you think, Robert?
You know, I'm gonna play I'm on the flip side. I thought the video
You thought it was great?
I thought it was
because you don't want the heat. You don't want 100 million strong. What it is, and I don't blame you, Robert. You don't want the 100 million strong coming after you. I don't blame it. That's fine. That's fine. I can take the heat. Look, if it spikes up, it gets tens of millions of views, and then you get 100 million strong coming out after you, doxing you.
I liked it. I loved it. I want to see more of it.
Right. Well, I didn't, and so and I'm just gonna be real because I like MrBeast, and if we were on the meeting, right? So he's in this meeting. He's drawing up the thing. He's got his notes and everything, and he's like, "Hey guys, what do you think of this?" I go, "I hate it." I go, "This is a terrible idea," and here's why. Okay, so he had the golden tickets, which was cool. He had the chocolate river, which was fantastic. The set was fantastic. So the set builders get an A++. Build the set and all that. It looked amazing. But I'm looking at this here, and I don't remember the original one we've bits and pieces of it. Did they play hide and seek? I don't remember. So again, I'm looking at the games here. I don't remember hide and seek. I didn't like the way they played hide and seek. I thought it could have been interesting. It was very weird. The candy wall of death, as they called it, the rock wall, they never climbed the wall like that. Now granted, they kind of came down from the thing with all that, the air and the oxygen, kind of hard to do, but again, I didn't really like that. And then they ate the chocolate, which I guess was kind of weird, but I guess it was okay doing what they had. And then number 4, the Mentos bomb. There was no Mentos bomb 50 years ago when they made Charlie Chocolate. That didn't exist. Throwing the Mentos into the Coca-Cola, that didn't exist. And then last but not least, baking the cake. Oh. Now, I did think it was, I like Gordon Ramsay, but I thought it was odd that Gordon Ramsay is in Willy Wonka's judging a cake competition. Why? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you just said, hey, we want to get the greatest chef in the world in this, it just didn't make any sense to me. I didn't get it. Obviously, he's a huge name.
Sure.
But
I think they wanted to put a spin on it. That's what I think. That's my perspective. Something that's different and something that's not the norm. A spin-off of the original with some modern flair to it. That's my take.
Here's my take as well. And so I like Gordon Ramsay. He's judging it. And I found out, I don't know if this is true, I haven't verified this. So the guy that won, Della Vlogs, also conveniently filmed with his fiance the recording of him unveiling the golden ticket from MrBeast. It just seemed a little too much. The guy that wins has almost 900,000 followers. It seemed a little rehearsed. And it just seemed a little rehearsed. And apparently he's, again, related to Gordon Ramsay. There's just too many elements there. That's all I'm saying, too many elements. So I'm happy for the guy. And by the way, number one, he got $500,000. The guy won. Congrats to him and his family. No problem there. I would not have sold it for $500,000. I would have said no. The more you do, he needs the space. I thought the guy kind of sold himself. You don't think you could have sold that back to him for $2 or $3 million or more? I'm just saying, $500,000. He probably should have talked to somebody else. I mean, I think because really what I think it came down to is exactly my point. MrBeast cannot afford to have somebody else buy half of his warehouse and have that owned because he's giving it away. You know, like when he gives away the island, gives away this. I'm just saying, I wasn't thrilled with it. I would have liked him to actually thrown somebody in the chocolate river. I think that would have been, have a kind of a Game of Thrones kind of a twist to it. Somebody fails the competition, boop, they go in the chocolate river. That would have been interesting.
I think somebody's working on building
getting hit with a candy cane. What do they call it? The giant candy canes, getting hit with the giant. I'm just saying, and then even in the video, MrBeast is like, oh, the chocolate river didn't work the way it was supposed to. It's like cut off and come back on. And I'm just saying, what MrBeast has reached, he's obviously the #1 YouTube guy. No doubt about it. He's bigger than PewDiePie. Honestly, I think PewDiePie, I'm just going to come around. I don't think PewDiePie's that great either. So I figured let me just piss off as many 100 million fans as we can. I'm just being honest. I'm not saying
this guy,
I'm just saying I've got nothing against him. Have you found PewDiePie's videos even mildly interesting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I've never understood the appeal of PewDiePie. I don't know how he got to, I'm not trying to be funny. I really don't see how he got, I mean, he plays video games and he's, what is he, Swedish?
I don't know all the specifics.
Okay, well, we'll get into it. He's Swedish. He's Swedish. Again, I'm happy to him. He's worth tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. Very happy for him. I'm just simply saying, as of this...
If you were to build a set, you would have done it slightly different.
I would have built it different. I would have made it a lot. So again, I don't think people realize this. The original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory had even though it was a kids show, a kids movie, it had a darker twist to it. And if you remember, it had a weird dark twist to it. Remember, the one girl kind of expanded and they threw somebody else down. So again, even though it was a kids movie, kids type of show, sure, it had an aggressive element to it. It had some dark element to it, and this was very tame. I just would have thought someone like MrBeast. MrBeast has buried people alive. He smashed his house. He smashed his neighbor's house. Jelly beans, watermelons. I mean, Honey Nut Cheerio, all these things, gumballs. And I'm just saying, of all the things that he's done, you spend millions of dollars on this set. You know, people may disagree. We may get ratioed in this video. We may get 7,000 dislikes, and that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Like and subscribe to the channel. But last thing I want to say, this video went a little bit longer. We're not going to go the full 17 minutes. I'm just saying, if I had a full team that he's got, 30, 40, 50 people,
you'd make another
I would have made it different. Avatar 53 million views in 4 days. Is that good?
That's not bad.
You don't seem... Robert's not easily impressed.
For somebody that's critical on the video and the movie, I think that's pretty impressive.
Well, I will bet you this. I bet you it doesn't break the 250 million views he had for Squid Games. That's what I'm comparing this to. It's kind of like, you know...
I think Squid Games was at the pinnacle of when people were at home.
I'm comparing MrBeast to MrBeast. I'm not saying I and three guys with chicken wire duct tape could go out in the backyard and make Willy Wonka. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying with the resources that he has... You know, like you talked about Steven Spielberg or, you know, Martin Scorsese, whoever you think is the best director, okay, whoever's that guy, and then he makes 10 good movies in a row, and then he makes a dud, I think this was a dud. That's what I'm saying. So, you know.
You could have done better is what you're saying.
I could have done better. I could have done better for half the money.
I think that's a challenge.
I could have done better. You give me half the money, I could have done better. I would have made it. To me, honestly, I think he was focused on the star power of like Gordon Ramsay. I'll tell you what would have made the video is if he'd have put Gordon Ramsay in the chocolate river. That would have been interesting. See, because you would not have expected somebody of his status to get thrown into the chocolate river. But to me, he was the same Gordon Ramsay as always, yelling at people, tasting the cake, throwing the cake, never happy, you know, and that was great. But we've seen that before on his 20 other shows. I'm just saying, like it, subscribe, comment. Let's get.
We'd actually love to hear your feedback.
We'd love it, positive or negative. I love it. You know what? Robert loves. He wants to be the good guy. He wants to make me to be the villain. Somebody has to be the honesty broker here. Thanks, guys.